So, ayun. Again, the Philippine flag is our main patriotic symbol, conceptualized by General Emilio Aguinaldo. And the task of stitching it, or yung manahin yun, again, kay Marcela de Agoncillo and her colleagues, designed by the Junta Patriotica, a council of exiled Filipinos in Hong Kong. So, ang naselect ng Junta Patriotica ng mga kulay, red, white, blue. Okay? So, yung meron na yung pula, asul, pati yung puting kulay, paano daw yung kulay na nararapat sa iba pang mga simbolo na nasa watawat? So, they devised na kailangan may tatlong between at merong araw. So, those colors, yung red, white, and blue, represents certain meanings. Yan. And soon after, nung nagkaroon na ng suns and stars, yan, na nagsisimbolo una for those three stars, the three yellow stars, they symbolize the three main island groups, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Then, the sun, also in golden yellow, symbolized the first eight provinces. Yan, the first eight provinces who fought against the Spaniards o yung revolt nila. Yan, the whole of Metro Manila, yung Kalakhang Maynila, probinsya ng Bulacan, Cavite, Nueva Ecija, Laguna, Batangas, Tarlac, and Pampanga. Yan. So, yan yung eight rays ng sun. So, sa Philippine flag, after the white color in which it contains the three stars and a sun, see, sa upper portion ng watawat, once the flag is, yung nilatag ang flag horizontally, the upper portion is the blue color or yung blue stripe. Represents peace, truth, justice, and universality. Yan. So it symbolizes again peace, truth, and universality. Yan. Because it is generally a peacetime color. While the lower portion of it, yung red color or yung red stripe, symbolizes bravery and patriotism. Yan. So it also represents na yung mga Pilipino handang magsakripisyo para sa ikabubuti ng kapwa nila Pilipino at ng bansa. So in times of war, yan, which it was rarely used, yun, yung panahon lang ng giyera, the colors would be overturned or yung magbabaliktad yung kulay ng asul at pula. So the color red will be the one above, and then yung blue, yung mapapailalim. That is during the time of war. Ayan. So, one of those patriotic symbols or ceremonies na kinokonduct is yung flag retreat and yung flag raising ceremony. So, it is mandatory to all government offices and agencies, pati na rin sa educational institutions. Yan, from daycare center hanggang sa college. Yan. So, flag raising ceremony, Monday morning, yan, kung saan tinutugtog yung Lupang Hinirang, ang Philippine National Anthem. And the flag retreat or flag lowering ceremony every Friday afternoon before na matapos yung trabaho. Okay? So, yun, alam niyo naman kung anong ginagawa sa flag raising ceremony. Stand in attention, ilagay yung kanang kamay sa kaliwang dibdib at kumanta ng pambansang awit ng sabi nga ng National Institute for or National Historical Institute na who would sing the national anthem must sing it or must sing with fervor. Or kumbaga yung with feelings. Yan. The same goes sa flag lowering. Next symbol of our nation or the same goes with other nations, yung half mast. So sa half mast, yung bandila ng Pilipinas na nasa flagpole, it will be lowered to the middle portion of the pole, which symbolizes mourning or a sign of mourning because there is death or there was a death on the following officials and agents of the government. Yan. First, yun. For example, namatay ang current president or dating presidente ng bansa. So, 10 days straight, lahat ng mga government offices and ina-advise din na yung mga private establishments mag-half mask. Yan. The same goes for Vice President, the Chief Justice, Senate President, pati Speaker of the House of Representatives. Magkakaroon ng mask sa kanilang pagpanaw for 7 days. So, straight yan. And other persons na determined ng National Historical Institute and by law, ang kanilang duration is for any period less than 7 days. So hanggang 6 na araw straight may half mast. For example, yung sa 44, nagkaroon ng half mast sa lahat ng government offices for around 5 days. Yan. A sign of mourning to the death of those SAF troopers. Yan. So, paano yung half mast nangyayari? Of course, may flagpole. Yan, imagine na lang natin, tuwid yung flagpole. Yan, may bandila. Yan. Sabihin natin yan yung bandila. Ang gagawin sa flagpole or sa bandila, ibababa yan siya sa sentro ng flagpole, the approximate center. And then, yun, mananatili yan siya hanggang sa kung kailan ang limit or ilang araw yan. So, also, it also involves other members of the government. Yan, yung mga associate justices, yan. Pwede yan magka-half mast sa kanila pero it is rarely done. Yan. So, the flag is hoisted to the peak or sa pinakataas muna bago siya ibababa or ilo-lower sa half mast or yung center line position. Okay? Next. Yan. They also use or the country, according sa National Historical Institute, has this symbol or ceremony of putting the flag on top of the casket of those significant people in our society. For example, yung mga namatay na mga sundalo sa gera o yung mga veterano ng mga gera noon. Yan. All presidents or mga naging presidente natin at vice-presidente, nagkakaroon din ng watawat sa kanilang kabaong. The same goes with national artists and other civilians who have rendered distinguished service to the nation. Yan, for example, yung mga elected officials. Yan. So lahat ng elected officials from as much as barangay kagawad hanggang sa presidente, by the time that they would leave this earth or mamamatay sila, they would pass away, lalagyan sila ng bandila sa kanilang kabaong on top of it. Yan. So, kung na-open yung isang portion ng casket, so 2/3 ng buong casket is covered in or draped with the national flag. So, in instances na yung kabaong hindi ino-open or binubuksan, so the whole casket is draped with the national flag. Yan. So, it recognizes their service to the nation. So, sabihin natin, ililibing na yung, sabihin natin, sundalo. Yan, Marawi veteran. So, by the time na ililibing na siya literally down to the ground, before yun mangyayari, merong flag folding na ritual na kung saan, kung sa mga sundalo pa, those officers would slowly fold the flag, yan, and they would create a triangle na fold in order to give it to the heir or yung mga kamag-anak nung namatay. Yan. So it must be folded with the shape of a triangle. May requisites dyan. The white triangle shall be at the head, and the blue portion of the flag, yung blue color, shall cover the right side. Yan. So, it must not be lowered. Yung flag, hindi siya pwede isabay na ilibing. And much more, hindi pwedeng ang flag dumikit or mag-touch to the ground because it's a sign of disrespect to the flag, disrespect to the nation. And it must be folded solemnly by those military officials and handed over to the heirs and relatives or yung designated relative sa deceased. Okay, next. The next is yung panunumpa sa watawat, the pledge to the flag. Yan. So, alam nyo naman yan. It was already practiced even sa elementary. So, you already know how to take a pledge. Yung panunumpa sa watawat. Flag days. Ito. So, flag days, before the independence ng ating bansa, June 12, from May 28 up until June 12, it is declared as the flag days kung saan lahat ng mga opisina, whether public or private institutions, must show support to the celebration of the independence and must show the flag of the Republic of the Philippines. I-display yan. That's why yung mga sasakyan yan, ilalagay nila sa taas. Yung ibang mga buildings, i-commemorate nila. Meron silang bandila na ilalatag. So that's part of flag days. Yan. Next is specifications ng national flag. Nandito yan sa number 22. So, may specified na colors at mga tela which is acknowledged and allowed by the National Historical Institute. Yan. So, anong specific na shade of blue ang nasa watawat natin? Anong shade ng yellow? Or anong shade ng kulay pula? Okay? Next is yung mga tela na ginagamit sa paggawa ng watawat must be recognized by the ITDI and PTRI or the Industry Technology Development Institute or yung Philippine Textile Research Institute. Those are government institutes under the DOST. So sila yung mag-evaluate ng mga materials, yung tela na gagamitin at i-evaluate din nila together with the National Historical Institute yung distribution at paggawa ng mga watawat. Yan. Okay? So, next, required din sa lahat ng mga government facilities, schools, military and police camps, mga city halls, provincial capitals, Even sa Malacanang na merong watawat or flag poles. Yan. Okay? Next is prohibited acts with regards to the national flag. Yan. Hindi pwedeng gupit-gupitin. Yan. Hindi pwedeng punitin na gisiun ninyo, tapak-tapakan, himuong basahan, sunugon, or butangan ninyo mga drawing na i-drawing ninyo si Doraemon na tapad sa atong or nasa atong flag, di ba? That's a prohibited act. It's punishable because it causes honor or dishonor and obviously disrespect by ridiculing our nation. Next, to dip the flag to any person or object by way of compliment or salute. Yan. So, hindi yan pwede na gawing pantabon. Di ba yung ginagawa ng mga nanalong athletes, parang sinusuot nila yung flag. Yan. Na mura siyang cape. That's a prohibited act. Yan. Kaya alam naman natin na proud sila na maging Pilipino, but they must also know na yung pagsusuot ng flag is not allowed. Yes, there it is. The usage of a flag. So, the proper use of our flag, dapat maiwasan tong mga bagay na to. Yan. So, ang ating flag kasi, main purpose is to be shown. Yan. So, obviously, paggamit niyan sa flagpole. Yan, nilalagay yan doon. So, yes, my question dito, katong, yes, kinsa itong Korean, I forgot yung social media na star na to, na nanggisi og flag sa Philippines. So, yeah, the thing with the Philippine flag, that is considered somehow a threat. Yan, a threat to the Philippines. Okay? Okay, so, okay? So, the improper usage of a flag, yan, yung ginawa ng Korean. I'm not really sure kung how or how was it demonstrated sa social media, pero nabalitaan ko na yung replica ng flag, ginisi niya or pinunit niya. That is technically, kung sa real world situation, hindi yan siya mako-consider na violation. But if you dig deeper sa batas, according sa National Historical Institute, it is considered as ridiculing the country. Pwede yan nila subject to some warning. Kasi it was originally committed, di ba, sa ibang bansa. Yan. For example, noon si President Duterte, tong mayor pa siya, gisunog niya ang flag sa um, Hong Kong. I'm not sure if it is Hong Kong or Singapore. So, pinunit niya at sinunog niya. But, wala siyang na-receive na um, notice na arestuhin siya. So, it is basically trampling or disrespecting the nation. So if anyone would have a complaint, pwede yan aksyonan. But I doubt na gagawa ng paraan ang government na ipakulong siya. Because it is just subject lang for public apology or warning. The best na magawa ng Pilipinas is to make that person persona non grata or hindi na yan siya makakapasok dito. Okay? So yung sinabi ko kanina, during sports events, hindi pwedeng gawing kasuotan ang national flag. Hindi yan pwedeng gawing panakip butas sa atop or kanang sa bongbong na or even sa walls na. Also, hindi yan pwede gamiting pantabon sa mga statues or monuments na para di daw maulanan ang monumento. That's a bunch of stupidity and disrespect. Yan, hindi din pwede gawing tablecloth na kanang tablecloth sa mesa. Tapos yung mga ginagawa din ngayon ng mga fashion industries, yung replika ng watawat ng Pilipinas, ginagawang kasuotan mismo. Like for example, noon yung Adidas at Nike, na-issue sila kasi may ginawa silang mga jackets, mga hoodies na yung buong design ng buong garment is the flag of the Philippines. So, pinaglaban ng National Historical Institute na hindi dapat yun ginagawa sa watawat ng Pilipinas kahit replika ng watawat. Because the flag is sacred. Kung merong pag-atake sa ating bandila, it is considered an attack to the nation itself. The same goes with the president. Kung may mo atake sa presidente, it is considered an attack to the whole nation. Yan, whether we like it or not. Okay? Next, display of the flag. Di na pwede mag-display o bandila sa Pilipinas under any painting or picture. Yang horizontal face up, yan. So, hindi yan siya pwedeng meron siyang, kumbaga ka ng ginapaguot ang paglatag niya. It must be allowed to fall freely downwards. For example, yung sa plenary hall ng House of Representatives, vertical ang position ng flag. Yan. So according sa ating guidelines from the National Historical Institute, yan, drawingan sa nako. Dili pwede na naay mga PC dire or na mga stopper dire na para makapugong sa flag. Ang only allowed is yung nasa top portion. Whether horizontal or kagaya nito, this is vertical. Kung horizontal or yung normal na paglatag ng flag, yan. Yan. So, hindi na kailangan ng stopper dito sa ilalim. Dito na lang yan. So that it could freely move yung lower portions ng flag. Okay? So, hindi din pwede gawing carpet or below any platform ang flag. And of course, nakakita na ba mo flag or kanang bandila sulod sa sabungan? Yan, mga casino, mga lugar na kung asa nagasugal ang mga tao. Yan. So, obviously, pinagbabawal yan and that is already common knowledge na gumagawa ka ng bagay na illegal which is gambling tapos magiging recognized pa ng bansa. So, it is an irony. Yan. So, pinagbabawal yan. Wala kay makitan nga bandila sa Pilipinas sulod sa sabungan, sa mga club na Wala pa ko'y nakitang club sa Pilipinas na naay watawat jud na gibalandra or even sa mga casinos. Yan. Next, in wearing a flag that is technically and visually a disrespect to the nation, hindi yan siya pwede gawing parte ng costume or uniform. Yan. Drawings on the flag, pinagbabawal rin. And palitan yung kulay ng flag, yan, i-repaint daw. Na. One thing that is also restricted, na nakakita na ba mog napkin na patriotic na murag bandila sa atuang nasod na or punda sa unlan or panyo, handkerchief, wala, di ba? Kasi pinagbabawal yan. Okay? Next, kung gawing advertisement or infomercial, pinagbabawal yan not unless may previous arrangement with the government and the National Historical Institute at kung inalaw or pinayagan ng gobyerno. Yan. Next. Yan, Philippine National Anthem. The person who originally composed and arranged the music notes, yung nota, si Julian Felipe. Yan, again, it was the brainchild of General Emilio Aguinaldo. So, ang gusto ni General Aguinaldo, dahil sundalo siya, at dahil ang national anthem, ang purpose niya is to inspire those people from that country before they face a challenge. So, dapat on a marching tune. Yan. So, hindi yan siya binibirit. 'Di ba? Kung nung dati may laban si Senator Manny, nya tong mga Pilipino na mukanta og ato ang pambansang awit na ibirit pa. So, hindi yan siya contest ng The Voice Philippines. Yan. So, dapat standard lang yung tune. Similar to the Spanish national hymn, yung Marcha Real Española. Yun ang idea kung saan kinuha din ni General Aguinaldo yung tono at inayos ni Julian Felipe. Yan. So originally, this lyrics, the anthem, was originally entitled Himno Nacional Filipino. Of course, that's of Spanish origin. Pero after more than a year, yan, nagkaroon na ng final lyrics at ng final arrangement sa hymn or sa music niya. So by 1899, during the Filipino-American War, si Jose Palma, a Filipino soldier and poet, yan, nagsulat siya ng poem in Spanish to make it more fit or mas maganda ang pandinig ng mga nota sa lyrics ng Himno National Filipino. So he improved it and renamed it Himno Social Filipino. So the main title is Filipinas. Yan, Filipinas. Which soon became Lupang Hinirang. Yan, pinalitan yan, Section 35. So, the national anthem must be sung in the national language, of course. So, ito yung lyrics. So, it's already understandable sa inyo, ha? During the playing of the national anthem, lahat ng tao, kung ano mang ginagawa nila, dapat itinitigil nila. For example, nagda-drive ng sasakyan or motor at may nagaganap na flag raising ceremony, so dapat tumigil sila. And they must at least show respect. Yan. Kung walang sasakyan, naglalakad, dapat tumigil at ilagay yung kanang kamay sa kaliwang dibdib at kantahin yung pambansang awit. Yan. That's the sign of respect. Pero may exemption sa mga taong naglalagay ng kanang kamay sa dibdib. So, certain exceptions. First is yung mga members ng uniformed services, the military and other uniformed services. So, sa kanila, of course, sasaludo. Diba? Tinuro sa atin sa ROTC or even sa reservist force na during the national anthem or the singing of the national anthem, while you are wearing that uniform, yung uniform ng uniform services, dapat sumasaludo. Next, yung mga Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, di ba? Parang sumasaludo din sila. Pero sa boys, tulok ka fingers. Ba't nang sa babae, Star Scouts? And we are the Girl Scouts, we are the Girl Scouts. Anyway, so also included yung mga nag-undergo sa CMT, civilian or citizens military training na mga scouts, military police, other uniformed services, and the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Yan, kahit civilian ang presidente ng ating bansa, but because the president has two identities, yan, kung civilian na organization, the president, of course, he's the chief executive. Pero sa military, he is also the commander-in-chief ng armed forces. So, he has the only authority to salute during the playing of the national anthem. Hindi ang vice presidente, not unless yung vice presidente pumasok sa kampo or facility ng uniformed services or during the celebration of national holidays. Yan. Pero mainly, dapat ang presidente lang talaga ang nagsasaludo. Next. Yan. Pati mga security guards, kailangan nila sumaludo. Yan. So, yung national anthem natin, dili na makit-an jud sa Spotify. Na Spotify or sa ba na Apple Music Store. Yan. Wala man siguro nagbutang og ringtone na lupang hinirang siguro, no? So, the reason is, it is sacred and it must not be played and sung for recreation, amusement, or entertainment. Yan. So, only on formal ceremonies, formal events, piniplay yung national anthem. Yan. So, meron dyan mga certain events. International competitions, kung saan merong mga miyembro na Pilipino, representative or host ang Philippines, local competitions, signing on and signing off of all radio, TV stations, radio broadcasting and TV stations. So yan ang una at huli nilang gagawin before signing on and during sign off. Yan. The same goes sa mga cinemas. Sa initial na screening at sa last screening, yan dapat ang tinutugtog. Parang sa TV. And of course, other occasions as allowed by the institute. Yan, for example, pag naging police na kayo, during those ceremonies, may national anthem. Yan. Okay? So, let's fast forward sa mga national holidays na kino-commemorate natin. December November 30, Rizal Day. So that is his death anniversary. Yung araw na pinatay siya sa Bagong Bayan or sa Luneta ngayon. That's December 30, 1896. Yan. Okay? So, next, November 30, Bonifacio Day. Yan. In memory of Andres Bonifacio. Recognizing his efforts and his works, which led to who we are and what the Philippines is today. Okay, August 26, National Heroes Day. So, actually, kung hindi August 26, the formal celebration of it is held every last Monday of August, yung huling Lunes. So, ang batas na nagpatupad niyan is RA 9492. Yan. But then, they made it formal para hindi na magkaroon ng kaguluhan, August 26. Yan. Kasi yung August 26 is the actual date na kung saan yung Cry of Balintawak or yung Cry of Pugadlawin occurred in 1896. 'Di ba yung parang pinunit na nila yung mga sedula? Yan. At lumaban na sila, nagrevolusyon laban sa mga Espanyol. Yan. So during National Heroes Day, yung libingan ng mga bayani sa Fort Bonifacio, pati yung mga veterans museums, puno ng bulaklak. Not just for the heroes of the past, but of course the heroes of today. Of course, June 12, Independence Day. Pero before 1964, ang Independence Day natin was considered same with the US. July 4 din yung ating Independence Day. But by virtue of RA 4166, binalik sa petsa kung saan nagkaroon tayo ng kalayaan laban sa mga Espanyol. Yan. So, June 12, 1898 was the date of our independence. Okay, next, April 9, Valor Day, Day of Valor, or yung araw ng kagitingan as memorialized ng mga contributions ng mga bayani natin nung ikalawang pandigmaang pandaigdig, World War II. Yan, yung sa araw ng kagitingan. So, yung highlight dyan is yung Corregidor, yung Bataan Museum, yung Bataan War Museum, and other places in the country na kung saan may na-establish ang mga Pilipino na mga kampo na laban sa mga Hapon. Okay, next, araw ng kagitingan. Yan. Again, yung Bataan Day or Corregidor Day, as some said, commemorates the surrender of Bataan sa mga Espanyol. And of course, to match it up with Monday, Thursday, yan, or kanang Huwebes Santo. Yan. So, most of the dates were coincidental, especially yan sa first week or second week of April. Yan. Okay? So, yan, may mga key personnel. For example, si General Jonathan Wainwright, Major General Edward King. Yan, yung panahon na sila yung namuno ng mga Pilipino at American forces na sumurrender sa Bataan at Corregidor. During that time, ito si General Douglas MacArthur, together with Sergio Osmeña and Manuel Quezon, nakatakas sila from Manila. Of course, tinulungan sila ng mga submarines ng US Navy na makatakas at mga aeroplano ng United States Army papuntang Australia. Yan, kasi walang giyera doon. At kaibigan yun ng mga Amerikano. So, that sums up the coverage of your second exam. So are there any questions? Are there any questions? Oh, Miss Mekabane, meron kang katanungan?
Wala, sir.
Okay, Mr. Makasa, do you have any questions? Hello? Mr. Makasa, do you have any questions? So, advice na ako ha. Usab, itong mga activities ninyo, especially yung para bukas, that's the quiz. And also, yung iba yung mga activities have an extended deadline. And make sure that your internet connection is good by Friday. Okay? So, once again, thank you. Thank you for listening and good afternoon sa inyo ha.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.